Welcome to the next episode of
Battling with Bourbon.
Today we have a nice taste test Tuesday for you with two different Booker's batches. Why don't you tell them about them?
Today we're battling with Booker's, baby. We've got a 2021 edition. This one over here is the second release of the Booker's Bourbon 2021 collection in Booker's Batch 2021-02 Tagalong Batch. This batch celebrates the way his dad, Booker No, learned the ropes in the distillery by tagging along with his grandfather, JamesBBeam. Growing up, the distillery was like a playground. He loved spending his time with his grandfather and everyone else who worked there, asking questions and expanding his knowledge. That's ultimately how he developed his curiosity and passion for whiskey, and was how he became such a talented master distiller. That tradition continues, tagging along generation to generation. He actually learned much of what his dad's footsteps, digesting all the intimate information he could while working along side by side at the distillery. It's also a tradition continued with his son Freddie, and one he'll hope to share in the future. And we've got that going up against our 2023 Charlie's Batch edition. This first release of Booker's 2023 is Booker's Batch 2023-01 Charlie's Batch. This batch is named in honor of Charlie Hutchins, the craftsman behind the signature wooden boxes that each of the Booker's Bourbon comes in. He's also a longtime family friend and former employee of Booker No. Charlie started his working at the Booker No distillery. He was quite the storyteller and would entertain others with tall tales throughout the workday. He was also one to pay close attention to the details, doing something over and over again until it was perfect, just the way Dad was with his whiskey. It's not hard to see why they got along so well. After several years, Charlie left the business to open his own cabinet shop with his brother. Charlie handcrafted the very first Booker's Bourbon wooden boxes in his garage, and he's created every box for us since. He and his brother have expanded their business to create other fine wood products for the different brands and projects in the Beam family, including supplying custom furniture in the now new Fred B. No distillery, where Booker's Bourbon is now distilled. Charlie still lives near our Booker's distillery and enjoys fishing and vacationing with his family in South Carolina. One of these days, his son Freddie will hope to get out there and fish with him. Our whole family is so grateful for Charlie, as he was one of the first people to help us make Booker's Bourbon with a recognizable brand. Charlie is such a very worthy recipe for his own batch, and we're excited to honor him. Very nice, very nice. So what we got on the tasting notes on this one?
So I'm not going to go to the tasting notes because I'm going to let us figure that out on our own. But I feel like the tag-along batch, I'm going to at least tell you how many years it is. It's 6 years, 5 months, and it comes in at 127.9 proof.
And then this one over here actually has, where does it say that? Boom. 7 years, 1 month, 8 days. And I'm not 100% certain if they both do. Yeah. So they both come from a crazy amount of proportions from the warehouse. So 4% of this one came from the 3rd floor, 3% of this one came from the 4th floor, 13% of this one came from the 5th floor, 33% came from the 6th floor, 40% came from the 7th floor, 7% came from the 5th and 7th floor. This one's going to have very similar components. I'm about to tell you 100% of both of these is about to go in our mouths.
Charlie was a box boy.
Charlie was a box boy. All right, so we're going to try the Tagalong edition first, guys.
Tagalong is first.
Tagalong.
Ooh,
very.
it smells good.
So I get the Beam caramel, I get the Beam nuttiness.
Yes.
You know, both of those are fully present.
Very caramel, very nuttiness. Honey roasted nuts.
Smells good, guys.
Yeah,
Let me get a little chew. Got some bacon spice in there for sure.
Oh yeah, a little toasty.
A little spicy too. Spicy on the palate, not spicy on the hug. Definitely peanutty for me. Tastes like roasted peanuts and heat, for my taking.
Yeah, it's like a honey roasted peanut on the palate, and it is very pungent. It is pungent. It's a blast of flavor. It's a blast of heat. But but in a good way.
Yeah, you got a pack of spicy planters.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
If there was like a honey roasted with like some cayenne in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Nose fantastic, flavor fantastic. If you're not a spice guy, you might not like the heat it provides, but definitely right there for me.
I like it.
I'm gonna give Charlie.
Yeah, give Charlie.
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie bet, mate.
Wear my shoes in your house and rub my feet on your couch. So less nose.
Less nose.
Less nose.
Significantly less.
Significantly less nose. For sure.
Oh my
God. Yeah.
So what's going on there?
Very weird too, because guys, like we said, the tag along is 6 years 5 months, where the Booker's Charlie's is 7 years 1 month. So you'd think with an extra year of aging that the Charlie's batch would have more on the nose to offer. I will say this. I don't know why that happened. That's what I'll say.
Yeah,
I'll say I'm not 100%
it's
certain.
super interesting how muted this nose is
Yeah.
for the proof. For the proof, it's crazy. It's like a weird sweetness.
Yeah. So
Like
I'm gonna give it a chew because it is a weird sweetness.
What is that sweetness? Can you tell what
Ginger.
that note is?
Ginger.
It almost smells like a melted marshmallow.
You get melted marshmallow? Okay, so I'm definitely getting
Not toasted marshmallow, because there's a difference. Like if it was just
I'm definitely getting like a flat ginger ale.
like a marshmallow in the bag without. If they were
I get
like
a little
in
bit
the
of
heat.
marshmallow. Yeah.
If it was just sitting in heat, or something.
I get a little bit
Not
of
toasted
marshmallow.
though, because it like toasted kind of brings out butterscotchy notes, but this doesn't have that. It's like a weird sweetness.
Tells a different story going down.
Not hot really at all.
No, not hot.
Not really pungent.
Kind of has its own flavor. I'm not going to say it tastes like anything. I don't really think it tastes like corn. I don't really think it tastes like caramel.
This is interesting.
And it's
Did we
got a
first
creeper
crack-
flavor.
We first cracked this,
We did.
and this. It's good. I like it. I don't dislike it. It's just like a whole nother weird ball game from this.
It is. So there's some creeper flavor on it. There's some creeper heat on it. Definitely has more baking spice, in my opinion, than the Tagalong Batch does. Aroma-wise, the Tagalong Batch has more to offer on the scent. And then, if I'm being honest, I think the Tagalong Batch has more to offer on the palate too. Before I give you my thumbs up which way, I'm gonna re-sip the Tagalong real quick.
I'm gonna do that too.
Okay, so here's my take. The Charlie's Batch is gonna linger on the palate a while. It's not a go away taste. But with that being said, I still think I prefer the taste of the Tagalong Batch better. The Charlie's Batch has some nutmeg, has some clove, and has some spice that lingers on the tongue. So if you're looking for that, and that's the profile you like, I think you're going to be thoroughly impressed with the Charlie Batch. The Tagalong Batch, however, has a bunch of softer notes to the nose. So your caramel, your vanilla, all pulling through on the Tagalong Batch. And then even though they're right in the same proof at 63, and actually this one's a little higher at 63.9, I do think the Tagalong Batch is drinking a little smoother than the Charlie Batch.
Now, honestly, I think a little different on the smooth. I think this is smoother than this, but I think this has a significant burst of flavor on the palate and a burst of flavor on the nose. I mean, I guess you say flavor, but it's like
Correct.
it's
Aromas.
just aromas. I think this is just way more flavor for what you get, and for the significance in proof, it doesn't really make sense.
Correct.
That there is that difference.
Yeah.
I agree. I think this one is better.
I agree
in my
too.
opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, this Taste Test Tuesday, Tagalong Batch is definitely beating Charlie's Batch. And don't get me wrong, you know, we mentioned plenty of times, you know, we love the Bourbon Pursuit podcast, and we know Charlie is the uncle to Ryan or Kenny, I always forget. But he's somebody's uncle on Bourbon Pursuit. You know, so I like the story behind it just because I like how we listen to Bourbon Pursuit. But definitely the Tagalong Batch taking home the prize today. Now, on the nose, I'm going to give it to Tagalong.
Yep.
On the taste, I'm going to give it to Tagalong.
Tagalong.
If I was going to give it on the finish, I think Charlie might win on the finish, but I don't personally like the finish from the Charlie. Yeah. But it would win just because it stays there.
It's significantly longer, but it's not as good. And I just did a nice mix.
I saw. I took a page out of my book.
I did a Mike Verduzco special, and I'm gonna mix these bad boys together and enjoy this as a nice little blend. But you know, the winner is the Tagalong and moves on to the next round. We are battling with bourbon, and we'll see you next time.
See you next Tuesday.